every day, one by one, I'm gonna try every recipe of Laura, starting from the very beginning. Come, join me on my challenge. Let's go! Hi everyone! My name is Ruta and welcome to the 119th day of my challenge, where I'm going back again to one of the recipes that I skipped recently, only because there was no basil, I couldn't find it anywhere, and I felt like this recipe really needs it. So instead of just omitting the basil, I waited until it came back. So now I can try it today, and it's potatoes alla Pizzaiola, I believe. There's definitely pizza in the name of this dish, and I was a bit disappointed, I won't lie, when I found out that it's not the pizza recipe. I thought maybe it's like some kind of pizza with potatoes, but nope. This is a potato dish, and I love potatoes, but I'm a little bit afraid that they might turn out a little bit too tomatoey for my taste. That's why I'm cutting this recipe, well, the original one anyways, in half. So instead of 4 servings, I'll just make 2. And that's where the 1.5 cloves of garlic will come from. So now let's go over the ingredients and let's get started. We're gonna need 500 grams of small potatoes, 800 grams of crushed tomatoes, 3 cloves of garlic, sliced, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, a few leaves of fresh basil, chopped, some freshly grated Parmesan, and salt and pepper. I know I just said I will cook half of the dish, but once I started preparing the ingredients and saw how much actually 250 grams of potatoes are, I realized that there's no way I'm cooking a dish out of 2 potatoes. This is half a kilo and it still looks kinda little because my potatoes are not that small. So now I'm gonna peel them and cut them according to size, either in half or in thirds or in quarters, so that every piece is somewhat similar. I've layered them all in one layer because now I'm gonna do something really interesting. I did it how many times? Twice, I believe, and both of those times while trying Laura's recipes, and it is putting potatoes to cook in the microwave. I will put them to cook for 8 minutes, and now if you're not familiar with this and if your microwave doesn't have a potato setting, which mine doesn't, you want to set the power of the microwave to 700 watts. And at this point I'm so happy I'm doing all of these conversions and sharing the recipes in the description box, because I totally forgot what I had to do, so I just went back to the recipe I did and looked at it. So it's, I don't know, at least one person is benefiting from it. And while that's happening, I will start with the sauce. I have here a large non-stick skillet with the olive oil, to which I'm gonna add in the garlic, and then turn the heat to medium-high and preheat them both and cook for a couple of minutes or so, or until the garlic starts becoming this slightly golden brown color. Okay, so 2 minutes were not enough. I'm gonna let it cook for 1 more minute. Now it's there and it smells so tasty as well. Okay, so at this point I'm gonna add in the crushed tomatoes, the oregano. I'm gonna season everything with salt and pepper and cook for about 10 minutes. Every single time I forget it splashes. You do want to have this splashing protection thingy in handy before you add the tomatoes, because man, that splashed a lot. Okay, I'm not even uncovering that because it splashes. I'll reduce the heat to medium, add in the partially cooked potatoes, season everything with salt and pepper, and cook for 15 more minutes. Wow, that smells so good. I'm so surprised. Okay, so now it's the last thing which I will do is add in Parmesan and the chopped basil leaves, mix it in, and that's it. Funniest fact about myself, like, it's just so funny. For a person who's not that keen of tomatoes and tomatoey sauces, okay, tomatoes, okay, like raw ones, but tomatoey sauces, I'm still like warming up to that. This smell of crushed tomatoes or tomato puree, when you cook it a little bit longer and it starts to kind of, well, not burn, but you know, on the bottom, kind of burn a little bit. It's the most amazing smell ever, which is so funny again. I don't know, when I realized which part of this dish makes me like, it smells so good. It was so funny, I just stood and laughed there for a minute. So, with my mouth watering, I cannot wait to dig in. Oh, and it's so, like, the Parmesan is kind of like, you can see it's like gooey and like stretches. It looks so yummy. It will be very hot though. Still hot. It is nice. It is a bit like on the borderline for me about the tomatoiness of it, but you know what? Okay, so I'm a potato lover, okay? And I love the texture of this potato. We never cook anything in microwave, we just warm stuff up, and in general my family wasn't using microwave that much. We always had it, but we were not using it that much. So cooking potatoes in a microwave is like thing for me. So, but I think that it's exactly the thing that gives it this texture. It's kind of like crunchy in a way, I guess. Like, you bite into the potato and it's cooked, but it's neither boiled nor like fried. It's so interesting and I love it. Okay, I'm kind of curious how I will like this dish after I finish this whole plate, because it is rather tomatoey. But other than that, it smells, it smells divine, which is so funny. But it smells divine to me. I love the smell. I love the texture of the potato. So if you do like tomatoey sauces, this will be a heavenly dish for you. The original recipe by Laura is, as always, there. You can find the written recipe in the description box down below. As always, I've converted and shared the metric systems as well as the American ones, which, okay, I have to admit, I'm kind of doing that for my own reasons as well, because whenever I remake something, I just go back and look at that. Before, I was converting every single time, which sometimes is a pain. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this and had fun, and I'll see you in a day. Bye!